1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hedding here. This week I'm coming to you with the old classic song, Home Sweet Home in the key of C. I thought this would be a really great song to do right now while a lot of us are unfortunately stuck in our homes, trying to make the best of it, picking our banjos. Maybe you can use this song as a little distraction to keep you occupied during this difficult time. This song was made popular by Earl Scruggs. He didn't write it, but he recorded it on his Foggy Mountain Banjo album, I think, and it instantly became a kind of a banjo player classic. I decided to write up my own original arrangement for this song that would maybe be another version you can use if you've already learned the Scruggs version. So this song's in drop C tuning, like I said. We got our low 4-string tuned down to C, which sounds really cool. And this song is a really great one. A lot of the melody is going to be up on the first string, so we're going to use some backwards rolls and some rolls that really highlight the melody on the first string, which can be some really good practice for you. I'm going to break down the whole solo note for note and then also show you a bunch of backup I would do for the song. So how to, play backup chords with this new tuning that we're working on, and we'll break that down as well. And if you're watching the preview of this lesson, you can head over to my website, MikeHeddingMusic.com, and grab the full lesson. You'll get access to watch all the videos, and you can download the tabs and the practice tracks. Alright, here's Home Sweet Home in the key of C. Alright, let's start breaking down this lesson for Home Sweet Home. But first, let's talk about the tuning we're in. So we're not in standard G tuning for this lesson. We're in what's called drop C tuning. So we took our low 4th string, that's normally a D note. So normally the 4th string and the 1st string are the same note if you're in tune. And we brought that down to a C. So we dropped it a whole step down to C. So what I like to do is, one, you can use an electronic tuner, it's totally fine. But what I do is I put my first finger on my 1st fret 2nd string, which is a C note, and I kind of tune those, so those would be octaves. And that's kind of how I get that note in a general territory of what that note should sound like. And then you're going to have to do a little fine tuning with the other strings. It's pretty normal, and you might even need to let your banjo sit there for a little bit and kind of get used to this new tuning and then, fine tune it again. That's pretty normal. But that's the tuning we're in for this lesson. And what it's going to do is it's going to give us this low C note that sounds really nice, I think. So that's what we're going to do for this tuning. Okay, so let's start by breaking down the lesson. I'm going to play the first 6 measures and then I'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Do that a few times. And one time really slow. Okay, so we're going to start with measures 1 and 2 are going to be kind of like an intro. So I would only play measure 1 if I was starting the song from 0. So I wouldn't play measure 1 if the song was already started and then someone looked to me to take a break. But this is a nice way to set the tempo of the song. So we're going to hit the low 4th string twice, our C note, and then hit our middle finger 1st string with our C down, our 2-finger C, 2-finger. And then I'm going to roll forward 3, 2, 1. So we have. I'm just looping measure number 1. That's just a nice way to set the tempo. So. And then for measure 2, we're going to hit the open 4th string, and then the 2nd string 1st fret, and then open 3rd string. 2nd string 1st fret again, and then open 1st string. So this is kind of like the pickup I would do if I was starting from already playing backup. So this would be the pickup you could use. So we have, so I'm going 1 and 2, 3, 4 there. And that's going to walk up to this second fret on the first string. So we're just walking up to that note. That's all we're doing there. So we just, measure 1 is just setting the tempo. Do that a few times. So then for measure 3, this is kind of where the A part actually starts. We're going to play a lot of the melodies going to be up on the first string for this song. So we're going to use some good first string kind of melody rolls for this one that really highlight the first string. So you're going to get some good practice playing melodies on the first string for this lesson. That's a really good practice. Okay, so we're going to start with an open 2 hammer-on. We're going to do what I call the backwards forwards roll. So it's the opposite of the forward reverse roll. So we're going to do an open 2 hammer-on while rolling backwards, M-I-T. So you have 1 and 2. And if you're having trouble with it, just take the hammer-on out and just roll backwards. And really hammer that on and give some power and authority to that. So that's our backwards roll, or our reverse, and then we hit the first string, and then we go forward, 5, 2, 1, 5. So we have, hear how that, it hits the first string a couple times. So we get this cool, we get a cool syncopation, but we also have a nice way to play melody notes on that first string. Let's do just the right hand once. So I call that the backwards forwards roll, or the reverse forward roll, whatever you want to think of it. It's just the opposite of the forward reverse roll. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this roll a bunch for this lesson. So that's how we start it. And then you're going to put your pinky on the 3rd fret of the first string. So that's like a 2-finger F chord. We're going to do that same roll. So roll backwards. And then you're going to use this open 5th string to slide up to this F chord. So slide your pinky up to 7, and then put your 2nd finger on 6. So you're basically going from this F-shaped chord to this F-shaped chord. So this would be called the F shape. This is a lot of times called the D shape. The only difference is I'm not adding my 2nd finger, although you could. So what you can do is practice moving your pinky, and then your 2nd finger takes back over. So your first finger's down here, and then you slide up. So that's what we're doing there. So you roll backwards, and then that gets you up here, and then hit that first string, and then roll forward, 5, 2, 1, 5. So this is really good transition practice. So we have, use the 5th string to help you travel. Let's do that a few times. I'll do it really slow. And the melody there is kind of, so that's what we're doing there. So and then measure 5. Quick, you're going to slide your 2nd finger down to 5, put your 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string, and that's like a C chord. That's like your bar chord C. We're just using 2 fingers now. You're going to play this note. So you're up here, you roll forward. Use this 5th string to help you move back down. You're going to play 5th fret 1st string, and then a 4-5 hammer-on with your 1st and 2nd fingers. So your thumb of your right hand comes down, do thumb middle, and then take your 3rd finger off and roll 5, 2, 1, 5. So you're up here. So you're up here. So let's do that a few times. So we have, then we're going to get all the way back down to this first fret, second string, and use your index finger of your right hand. That kind of completes the lick, so let's practice that. Let's do 4 through 5 into the beginning of 6. So we have really slow. This is also a great lesson to practice not hitting the 5th string too hard. Remember, we want that melody to pop out on the 1st string. So if you're hitting that 5th string too hard, it's going to sound a little weird, so that's good practice. And then right here, we're going to quick slide back up into that position. So you land, and then your thumb of your right hand comes down, slide from 2 to 5, and then thumb middle, and then roll forward 5, 2, 1, 5 again. So we're doing that same pretty much roll at the end of every measure, 5, 2, 1, 5, and that's good practice. So we have do that. So let's play those whole 6 measures. Here we go. One more time, a little faster. The other thing I might do here too is I might, and this is kind of player preference, but I think this song sounds a little bit better, a little sweeter. So I might not play so close to the bridge. And the other thing I might do is when I'm sliding up to that F chord, for example, or even that C lick, I might move my hand a little closer. See how it makes it a little sweeter? And that's kind of optional, but that's something I like to do for this song. I kind of think of it as it's a nice, sweet old melody. So I don't think you need that really like clanky banjo. You kind of want that sweeter banjo tone, and that usually occurs by, again, moving your right hand closer to the neck. Okay, so we slide up on our C chord. Now we're going to use the open 1st string, and this is going to be over a G chord, so we're going to hit the open 1st string, slide your 1st and 2nd finger down to the 2nd and 3rd fret and do a 2-3 hammer on the 2nd string. Your thumb of your right hand's coming down again, and then keep your 2nd finger down, put your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string and roll forward 5, 2, 1, 5. So we've pretty much been doing this same roll over and over again. So a combination of the backwards forward roll we've been doing, and then we're doing a lot of the Foggy Mountain roll. We're even doing it right here. Only difference is either the 1st string is the 1st note or the 2nd string, but same roll, right? And that's what we're doing in measure 7 as well. We hit our middle finger, then our thumb comes down. This is the Foggy Mountain roll. So 2-3 hammer on, and then roll forward, and then put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret and keep rolling forward. So index middle, this crosses the bar line into measure 8, and then take your 3rd finger off, roll forward again, and then take your 1st finger off and roll forward again. So basically what we want to hear, the melody's up on the 1st string, it's, and then we're going to go back up to the 2nd fret. So here that's the melody. And what we're doing is we're embedding that into a roll. And then we're going to slide up instead of playing the note here. But this is a measure 7 and 8. Let's loop that a few times. It's really good practice. Again, we're syncopating that melody. I'll do it a bunch of times really slow. A little faster. So it's got a cool syncopation to it. A little faster still. And then right here, you slide your second finger up from 3 to 5, back up, and then we roll forward. Thumb comes down, thumb middle, and then take your third finger off. That's basically like we did that in measure 5. So we just slid instead of hammering on from up here. Same idea though. So we have, and then we're back down. So that's like the first half of the A part. So let's play that whole first half of the A part. So. A little faster. One more time.